Welcome to the Gathering Greenhouse, a podcast to help us grow together.
I really still feel like we're doing like a sports event.
Yeah.
Like we're looking at like doing play-by-play. And there goes Andrew across the office floor. He's typing something on his phone. He may complete the text. It's a completion. He was able to send it. So obviously we're not in our normal studio again.
What? I think it's going to be a little bit until we're back over there.
Yeah, now
this might be it for now.
It's a construction zone.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
I had to wear a hard hat to walk the 5 feet from the door to the studio to get my stuff out because they're
working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt real cool.
Yeah.
With
I'm gonna make a confession.
You don't.
I was in the construction area on Sunday. Shh. I didn't have a hard hat on, but they weren't working.
I think as long as they're not working, who would know? And
yeah.
But if you find yourself back there, which you shouldn't, you need to have a hard hat.
Right. So but where we are right now,
yes, we are,
is at our Lyons building,
which has gotten a lot of use this week.
Right. So right now it's functioning as an office. It's kind of like a transformer, right? And right now it's functioning
just as cool as a transformer.
Yep, it's functioning as an office. Yeah. Tonight it will transform into a classroom.
Yep.
We start at one of our Leadership 101 classes. Starts tonight. It's been used as a small group space. There's a couple of smaller rooms that the small groups use. And on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday we had our first, since I've been here at least, our first offsite Easter service, which was pretty cool. Yeah. We had, I think, a little over 100 people who came here to the Lyons office building for service. We did a more stripped down acoustic style worship service. And it was really cool. We had special coffee, which was worth it.
Right.
It was good.
And like, there's Annie now, do the play-by-play. Annie has entered the building.
Yeah.
So we as all of our services on Sunday, the one here was filled to capacity. Yeah. So kind of exciting. We had this one a little over 100.
Yeah.
We had 100 seats, but we had standing room.
Yep.
And we had standing room at the Sunrise.
Yep.
Maybe we'll come back to that.
Lots of standing room.
Right. And then we'll the services. It was clear on Sunday that we need more space.
Yeah, it's if you're annoyed at all with some of the construction stuff that's already taken place, seeing how full Sunday got, I was just like, we have to do this. There's just there's no other option.
Right. Yep. Even the spaces we had. So Sunrise service was the big surprise.
Yeah, I was not prepared for
that
at all.
We went from on Monday saying we're not going to have it because the weather is going to wash it out.
Yeah. And
by Thursday, it was like, well, maybe it's going to be okay. And by Saturday, it's like, hey, we're going to be good to go on weather. And as they were setting up, Jeremy asked me, how about we just set up 50 chairs and we'll have 30 ready to go? Because 80 was what we were planning. Yep. And I said, we're not going to. My mind, it was 35 to 45.
I was going to be really happy if 50 people showed up.
Right.
Because we've never done this before. It's a new thing. People weren't sure about the weather.
Yep.
And that's not what showed up.
It was. Have you seen the movie Field of Dreams?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little bit
where
like
they just start
that.
Coming from the
like you just see the cars just keep coming in, and it was like they kept coming into the parking lot.
What as everything here, people show up, 10 minutes before to 10 minutes after, And the first moment I started realizing something was different was we had 20 minutes until service was going to start. We were sound checking and getting all that stuff working. And I looked and I realized there was already about 30 people there. And I was like, okay, this is going to be different. So did you know the total number?
I do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
180 which Marianne and I were talking about this. That would have been a full service when I first came to the gathering.
Yeah.
So
especially, for, first like 10 months after COVID and all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, that would have been, whoa, so many people were here today. And I realized that between the sunrise service at 7 a.m. and the Lyons service at 10 a.m., there was 300 people who chose to not go to Yankee and for probably various reasons, some convenience. A lot of people I know chose to go to one of those so that there would be more seats available there, which you guys get extra points for that. But, 300 people, it wasn't that long ago. I think the church was a little over 300 people when I started. And it's just crazy for me to think that was the whole church not very long ago.
Yeah.
Man, that just there are a lot of churches in the area that 300 would have been that's the biggest Sunday ever. And so 300 people choosing to go to a not normal or typical,
right, and be a little bit uncomfortable. I think that's great, and I appreciate it so much that people are willing to do that specifically. And I know for many people it was specifically they did that. They made that choice for the good of someone else. Yeah. And I love that about our church. So if that was you, well done. You are greatly appreciated. They did get good coffee.
Yeah.
Over here.
We don't have bad coffee at the church. I don't want to say our coffee but
we have the same coffee as Bill's Donuts.
Yeah. But it's plain church coffee, right? It's nothing fancy. But we had Tom's Coffee Truck here Sunday at the Lyons building, and they were making some real nice drinks. And if that's an option again, I think that might push me over the edge to choose that.
So Mary Ann was driving me from service to service. So, we finished the 9:00 service, and I just walked right off the stage, right through the construction zone, came out that side door. She's sitting there waiting to go. Got the car running. I jump in. She hands me my candy bar, my Gatorade, and we drive over here. And we're walking in, the service will already be started. Yeah. And we get here, and there's this massive crowd of people around the coffee truck. And it's okay, so that was a hit.
I was really, because when we started music, there were still a lot of people outside. And I was looking around, I was like, oh, shoot, we were hoping for 100. I think there's about 80 here. And then by the time I finished the music, there was no seats and people were standing, and there were still people waiting on coffee.
Right. Yes. People waiting on coffee, people standing in the back. Yeah. It was a fun Sunday. So Easter's done.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Mother's Day is probably the next big thing. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute.
Yep.
And then after that, you've got church picnic. We got Father's Day, church picnic, all those things. But we're going to have a time in June and July when things get really weird.
Yes.
And we're still nailing down the final details on that. But because of the construction, things are going to be a little bit weird for a couple of weeks. We're probably going to be meeting off-site.
Yep.
And, we'll be communicating all over the place to give you the details on that. But that will probably be a little bit of fun.
I think it will be fun. It's... every year we do things like Chili Bowl and church picnic, where we just do church a little different on those Sundays. This is going to feel more like that. I think it's not, choose to see this as a fun thing we get to do that's different. Yes, there might be some headaches. There might be some, hey, we didn't know that this was going to happen kind of things that come up. But one, that's going to be well worth it when we get to come back to the building. Right. But two, those moments are just great opportunities for us to have a fun moment those are the things I think when I look back at my church history, those Sundays were the days that I remember the most. Yeah. I remember one just wild Sunday. We had a flood that came, we were in an old movie theater. And so the stage was where the screen head used to be, and it was technically kind of underground, and the pump stopped working. So we had a flood coming out from underneath the stage, but it was a sloped building. So it came about, 3 or 4 rows up. So we just roped those off. We had service there. The stage was dry. And
did you have a baptism?
We should have. It was pretty yucky water though. So, but that same Sunday, a bird got in the building. So we had to chase that out, but we couldn't. It was great.
I have a memory from my childhood of a bat getting into the auditorium. And this was an auditorium. It was had a really high, like a sloped ceiling up. So the highest part of the ceiling was above the stage. And this bat was just flying all over the place. And so they stopped the whole. And I remember there was a guy, he actually took a softball and he threw it during the service and hit the bat.
Yeah.
And the bat came down. Another guy whacked it with a hymnal, and we got on with the service.
Yeah. I'm not going to admit to everybody that the only way we got the bird out was with a BB gun and tennis rackets. So
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
This service must go on.
Yes. All right. So this is a little bit of a different podcast today. So it's gonna be a little bit shorter, a lot shorter. But we want to use it to just communicate some stuff. So we're going to bring in some special guests because this is kind of a hive of activity and have some people talk. So Andrew, he's gonna come on over.
Come on over and
tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Utes.
Right here?
Yes.
Right here. All right. I'll let you hold your.
You got to hold a microphone though.
Okay.
All right.
Am I on the screen right here?
I'm gonna scoot in
I was gonna say, wait. Get real close with you.
I like that we're all sitting really close to each
There we
other.
go.
Pretend I'm holding the microphone.
There you go.
You hold this.
So, Summer Palooza, right? That's what I'm talking about. So youth. We got some awesome stuff this summer. So June 7th, our Summer Palooza is now going to have to be at Camp Chautauqua because can't use the building. But this is actually going to be, I think, even better than our past Summer Paloozas.
I think it sounds like it might be one of the best things that we've done.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
It's free, first of all, which is great. But it's
is the lead pastor invited?
Your invitation's in the mail. Yeah, it's coming. June 7th, though, is a Saturday that we're going to be there from 3 to 9. Drop kids off at Camp Chautauqua. It's in Miamisburg. It's about 15 minutes from the church. Our schedule right now is we're going to get there. We're going to take 10-person rafts, an hour journey down the river. So we're going to get in rafts, go down the river. We're going to have dinner. They're providing dinner there. Right after that.
The Miami River? Is that what?
Yeah, Little Miami.
Oh, it's the Little Miami.
Or Great Miami.
I think it's a great.
Make sure you
It's
get
the great.
before you get your shots.
Great. Be updated on your tetanus shots. Dinner and then zip lining after that. So we're going to be doing some zip lining. There's an obstacle course, a ropes course that we're going to get to do. Then we're going to finish tonight off. And here's Esther coming in, and we're going to finish tonight off with a fire, s'mores, sand volleyball, and worship around the fire. And it's going to be a good time.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, and we have Momentum coming up. Still time to sign up. I think we got close to 20 right now, so you don't want to miss it.
Well, what is Momentum?
It's our youth conference.
Moving
Yeah,
and the energy
when it's
Is that the first or second law of thermodynamics? An object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon.
I don't know,
what? I was homeschooled.
something
I think that's the second law.
maybe.
It's the law of entropy, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
that's true.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody in the comments, one of our
Yeah.
listeners,
One of our comments is going to be
one of the two.
I would say you smart people, but I don't think
Probably.
smart people watch this.
yeah.
Smart people turned this thing off at the
they're
very
like,
beginning.
Okay. So yeah,
all right.
Momentum. It's a youth conference. We went to the first time last year. It's at IWU, Indiana Wesleyan University, 2 hours away. Great speakers, like top-notch speakers, top-notch worship. Staying in dorms. It's a great time. Our students love it. All the students that went last year are returning this year. If that doesn't speak volumes, that's right there is the.
All right, and to sign up for Momentum, they go
to the Momentum website. It's on our Church Center app. Go to the website, click on it, register under the gathering, and boom, you're good.
and to sign up for Summer Palooza.
Church Center app, free. Just put their name in so that way then we know they're coming.
All right.
Right now.
Yeah.
John's going to Summer Palooza. All right, awesome. And last, you get one last thing to say. What do you want to say?
What do I want to say?
Yeah.
This church is awesome, and I like this church a lot.
Good job.
Can
Yeah,
you
good job.
stare down the barrel of the camera with like no emotion and say that?
This church is great. I love it. Come
right.
to the gathering.
All right. Good. Thanks for joining us. All right, Rebecca. Rebecca's up.
Come on down. We should
totally do prices right. Okay, we're gonna have her like bid on this. All right, so you're bidding on this coffee mug.
Okay.
That says Dave's Coffee, davescoffee.com,
All
and
right.
it has about a third a cup of Black Rifle coffee in it right now. How much do you think this coffee mug is worth?
Well, since I've seen you use it frequently, I'm going to say it's priceless.
Wow.
And I'm going to value the pod that you used to make it at about 23 cents.
Okay, 23 cents for the pot,
Yeah.
and then how much for the mug would you?
Priceless.
No. You got to give a price. You got
It's less than 1 cent.
price less than 1 cent.
And 1 cent.
All right. So I don't know.
This
This was
let's say-
actually given to me by someone
Was it?
who's in this office.
Oh,
Yeah.
A brown noser? Who gave you that?
Yeah. Right. Sam, do you know how much this cost?
Sorry, Andrew.
No.
I bet you it was.
$30? Wow. Boy,
a nice
their family likes me a lot more than you guys do.
$30.23.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
It's a good cup, though.
Okay.
I was thinking it probably was worth more when you got it, but you've used it a lot. So
it's a
I use it.
second-hand
Yeah.
cup.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
deteriorated. And
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I would think that would make it go up in value. It's got my DNA all over it.
put it
Oh,
on
yes.
See what happens. Used by David.
This just got really weird. I can't be a party
There
to
might be
this.
people who like really hate me who like might want to get us like put a curse on it or something.
A hex.
Yeah. All right. So what's going on with kids?
Well, we just had a couple of big Sundays. And now we're just kind of looking forward to summer. Am I supposed to look at that? Or y'all? Okay. So now we're looking forward to summer, and we got some surprises in store, but I can't really say what they are yet.
So that has to do with like when we're going to be potentially off site, but you've got
Right.
some big stuff planned for those weeks.
Yes, because we have to make it awesome, because that's just what we do. So that's what we're going to do. But I don't exactly know what yet to tell.
We're still putting those final details on. Because,
Yeah, I'm going to meet with our team.
It's like dominoes that have to fall. Like we have to actually sign on the dotted line with some things, and once
Right.
that happens, then you can start to put your stuff in place. But the ideas are percolating.
Yes, many ideas are percolating. I'm excited. I think everybody is on our team.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Right.
Yeah.
But the next big thing is Mother's Day.
Yep.
And so Mother's Day, we always have child dedication at the gathering. So give us like a short pitch, like an elevator pitch. Why should parents, if they've never done this, why should they do this?
Ooh, okay. So the first thing, and I've had a couple of minutes to think about, but the first thing I always think of is Hannah. She's bringing Samuel to the temple, and she's saying, "Hey, I'm going to give you this baby. I'm going to dedicate this child to you." Literally, like detaching herself from this baby that she waited for so long, right? So the Bible's full of precedent for that. Like, this is a thing that we do. And so I think that participating in child dedication is a good reminder for you of your responsibilities as a parent. And it's a good reminder for whoever is watching that we all have a role to play. We all have a job to do in the life of children, Christian children, or even children that aren't Christian, obviously. But we want to be like, hey, there's a child and I know how to approach this child, and I know kind of my duty to this child. And then, as parents, we oftentimes some of these more formal, ceremonious things are just good reminders. What are we doing here? It's a good way to focus on what you're supposed to be doing with each child. That's what I think.
Can I add one thing?
Yes.
So here's the real reason you should dedicate your child is we know which ones were dedicated and which ones weren't. It's pretty obvious. So I'm just kidding.
No, I do.
You'd be surprised. I'm just saying.
So
You would be surprised.
just to be clear on something, the
Yes.
parallel with Hannah is a really good parallel, but it's
Yeah.
not at 100%. Right? If you dedicate your child at the gathering, you're not going to leave them here for us to
No,
raise.
no.
We're not doing that.
You have to take them with you when you leave, people.
Yeah,
You got to
right.
take them with you when you leave.
Yeah. No, but seriously, I think bringing children up is not an easy thing.
No.
Parenting is difficult and it's challenging. I think it's more difficult and more challenging today than it was when I was parenting young children. I think that there's a whole new set of challenges that in culture that have arisen in the last 15 years.
Yes.
And I think if you're a parent, if you're a Christian parent, you want to get help wherever you can.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you're still responsible. But why would you not want to say, hey, here's my kid, please pray for him, right?
Yes.
Also, I'm the
And me,
parent, so
and
please
me.
pray for them.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity because I know that there are people in our church who every time there's a child dedication, they're paying attention and they're going to pray for those specific kids.
Yes.
And they're going to keep praying for those. And so when you dedicate your child, you're bringing prayer warriors on board with you and you got them in your corner on your team. And that's just an awesome thing.
Yeah, and it's a great reminder for those who are struggling in parenting, because what parent does, and if you're not struggling as a parent, you're probably not doing something right. I mean,
That's
right?
a really good point. Yeah.
Yes, but no one knows what they're doing when they get started. We all make it up as we go, but we do need the support, the knowledge of other people who have gone before us, or ones that are currently in our same situation. There's something about having that support from people who know what you're going through and know what your goals are with your kids that can kind of assure them along the way as they see them in the hall or whatever.
Yeah, I need to rephrase what you just said because I think it's maybe the best thing that's been said on the podcast today is that if parenting is easy, you're doing it wrong, right? Because everything worthwhile is uphill.
Yes.
And if you're trying to make parenting easy, I'll go that far, then you're doing it wrong. And we actually were just talking about this yesterday, Mary Ann and I, how you go to restaurants sometimes and you see these families where you got the kids and the parents are both on their phones and the kids are just like doing their own thing. And it's like, okay, that might be the easier way is to just get on your phone and block off what's happening, but it's the wrong way.
Yes.
Parenting shouldn't be easy, but we should lean into that, man, because everything that's worth doing is hard to do.
Yes.
And it's parenting is one of the most worthwhile things we do.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so important. And you know, most of us, when you have kids, they kind of steer the ship. Like you're not going to make any decisions that affect your children negatively, no matter what they are, usually. Hopefully. You know, so you know what bugs me more is when I see kids on tablets in restaurants with their family.
You're going to get me ranting.
I know,
here, right?
and it's not. I'm not judgy that because I certainly had one child particularly that was very challenging in public places, and I probably would have handed him a tablet too if it was available at the time every once in a while. But I think, oh, those are such golden moments because you got your kids captive. They're sitting at the table with you, and they have to listen to what you're saying. Right. Not that I'm judging you guys.
No, we're judging.
I get concerned about it. I'm like, ooh, there's a missed opportunity.
Let me run with that for a second because here's the thing: is you sometimes have parents as their kids get older, and they're like, why is my kid listening more to like influencers and the people they see on their phones and the people they see on TV more?
That was Esther. That was Esther.
She just wants to be on the show. So they're like, why are the kids listening more to the people on the screens than they're listening to me? And I can tell you why. It's because the screens parented your kid when you were 3.
Yeah.
If you are parenting via screen when they're 3, then don't be surprised that the people on the screen have more influence over them when they're 12, 13, and 14.
Yeah, and that's when the real fun starts, right?
Yeah. So take the screens away. Just break them or
Let's
something.
Get a T-shirt.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Who's
do you
next?
want to close? We're done.
Okay.
Do you want to do the closing?
Ooh, what is the closing? I only know the opening.
Whatever you want it to be.
Like it's supposed to be something about keeping it real and keeping it rooted.
Okay.
So say something like that.
Should I go like this while I do it to horrify the millennial? No.
Wait, if you do that, we're going to get like, if she's throwing gang signs.
So go for it.
I just see
That's
women do
east-
that in
that's east
pictures, you know,
side.
like kids do that in pictures. I don't know, Andrew, what's the thing?
If
I don't know.
if it's this
He got
direction,
nothing for me.
that's east side.
Yes.
That's west side.
Are you making stuff up?
That's mom.
How about I close it?
One with 2 of those fingers down.
I don't know.
Is there a really thing? Here's the only one I know. You ready for this? This is profound. Ready? Whatever, major loser. How was
And that's how we're closing the podcast.
So keep it. Poor John. He's got no talent to work with me. Keep it real and keep it rooted. Bye.